3 minutes after 2, so we'll go ahead and start.
Okay, so you guys are led into this fire pit, and you see several really big Felucians, and one seems to be the leader of it, and he points at you guys to sit down.
I will sit down on the maps.
And so a crowd starts gathering, and Vazis is there, and you see him talk to the Felucians in the room, and then he comes back and says, well, they basically want to know, why are you here?
I look to Colin.
I like to call in too.
What were we here for, real quick, if somebody can just kind of...
Out of character, we are here to break someone out of the Imperial thingy.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how exactly what the circumstances was that got us where we are now in this village thing.
We were attacked by Felucians.
Oh, before
Correction.
that, we were attacked by
We were
Imperials.
confronted with hostile Felucians, and you attacked
And
killed a bunch of them.
and just so I know, for Star Wars universe stuff, are Felucians friendly to Empire or not?
Do you have Xeno?
Let me see. I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure the only type of stuff down in that area I have is education.
Do you have lore?
No, just the education.
Give me an education check. Oh, wait. Before we do that, shouldn't we should probably do Destiny.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Will, there, you don't have to make a check to see their primitive aliens. Not really the kind of thing the Empire likes.
I thought they do like primitive stuff, Del. They use them for slaves all the time.
Yeah, but
All right, well, let's see. Sarad and Del are helping.
Colin
Colin's
isn't.
Colin's helping. Yes.
I don't think I ever have helped.
Thornton. All right.
Nope, I'm rolling the same usual black.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Way to
We have about what we had last time. I'll go roll to see who's stressed out on this mission with the obligation.
No, we're going to keep everyone's at -1 and Torn's at -2, stressed out. Okay. So, also said, you have enough background information to form a response, Will?
Yeah.
I need you to do. So you specifically want to know if these guys are hostile to the Empire?
Basically, I'm just trying to find out if they're kind of on the Imperial side or they're not, is really all I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, you might have missed something I mentioned near the end of the game. When you guys were coming into the village, you did see some effigies of like stormtrooper armor hung up.
Were they hung up to where it looked like statue type or more like hanging from ropes type?
The crucifixion end of the spectrum.
Okay.
Did you still want to make an education check, though?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So there's some talking, and then Vazis kind of asks, saying they like to know why you're here.
We are trying to get a friend away from the Empire.
My character would like to take out his data pad, and he'd like to write down what Colin says and try to record what Varys says to the Felucians.
You're trying to write a translation matrix.
he's gonna try to improve Roger.
You're a smart character, but you really don't have empathy and awkward socially. Okay, Colin, you say that. Thornton goes in to grab his data pad and he starts pulling out, and there's a tension you guys feel in the air. And all the warriors look at Thornton, and there's guys that come right next to him. What are you doing, Thornton?
Oh, I put my hands up and I show the data pad.
Vazis starts talking, and I need you to make a charm roll of 2 dice. You're actually speaking why this is going on, and you're interrupting. Okay, and then let's see, and add a blue die. So as you kind of hand it over, Felucian grabs it, and they start messing with it in a way that makes you extremely nervous for its survivability. Vazis kind of starts talking very quickly, and then they hand it back to you, and he says, you probably should put that away right now.
Okay, I apologize.
be best entrance for you all to just sit carefully. And then he talks a bit more, and then he comes back saying, "Who's this friend?"
Admiral Gilder.
Gilder Law.
Yeah, I tell him the person's name is Gilder Varth, and we came here because we heard there was some sort of Imperial presence on your planet, and that's where our friend is been taken.
Okay, so he goes back and starts talking. You see a little agitation. One of them leaves the room, and they're talking, and then they sit there and stare at you for about 5 minutes. The Felucian comes back in the room. He's basically the same build as the one that left. They talk a bit more amongst yourselves, and they talk to Vazis, and he shakes his head, and he gives kind of a semi-confused look, but he looks at you guys and said, they want to know why you attacked their people.
They attacked us first.
There's a puzzle look on his face when he says that.
I tell them we didn't know if they were hostile or not ever since we heard about the Imperial presence here on this planet. And we were attacked as we were coming into the planet by the Imperials as well.
Okay, give me a charm check.
Can you use my advantage for a blue dice?
Yeah, you can get a blue dice from that.
Okay, and is it just 2 purple or what?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to take a strain to downgrade the difficulty of this charm check.
And hold on a second. So you also have a increase in difficulty.
Okay.
I just kept it even. Okay. So he talks some more to them and explains it, and they go back and forth, and it seems like Vardas is arguing your case.
I tell him, I'm like, while we're there, I'm sure if the Empire is here, they have some of your people captive as well. We can help set them free as well.
So you're going to interrupt Varus as he's talking to the Felucians and say that?
I'll wait till he comes back.
All right. So after that talk, he comes back and says they're still confused because their kin, don't have lightning weapons like you do. And then they point at Sharad's gun, saying, the Empire uses that types of weapons on them and slaves them exactly the same way he did.
Sharad will at this point say, one of my colleagues said he felt hostile intent, and that was why I opened fire.
Okay. Do you still also say your thing, Will?
Yes.
Do you add anything to that?
I tell them that some of us have been around the Imperials, or we are now working against them.
Folks, if you want to, Del, Sharad, Thornton, you guys can make a 3-die vigilant check if you want. There's a chance to get a little bonus information, but it'd be worse. Don't add despair, or I'm sorry, don't add a threat to the scene. So what I'm kind of say is, Del, didn't I just say don't add threat to the scene?
Yes, you did.
Hey, I'm here for this.
All right.
And what's an adventure without threats?
I am not going to roll.
And if you want me to, I can throw in a negotiation roll trying to work something out with him. Basically, he helps us, we help him type thing. But that's all.
Okay.
It don't matter.
So I'd like you to try to do another charm check here.
Okay.
You're going to be at 3 purple, but I need you to add 2 blue and 1 black.
I'm going to remove that black for my kill with kindness rank, and I'm going to spend a strain to downgrade the difficulty.
Nice.
The idea is how you want to deal with that advantage?
I'll use it to recover the strain that I spent.
Okay.
So you've still got 1 left?
Yeah, and I don't really know what to do with that one. Can I throw that as a blue dice for the next person that has to do a roll?
Sure.
Okay.
So you make a point, and he nods, and he goes back and talking. They're going back and forth, and looks like Varus is arguing very pro for the party, and they're kind of trying to throw out some objections or something, but it seems like he's counterpointing them left and right on it.
I assume there would be some gesticulation towards Sirad at this point with their objections.
It's not you, it's your gun. It's not, but the one thing I guess interesting, they kind of, you see them point to the gun, they kind of point to you and Dell, but then one points to Colin and Thornton, and then they're going back and forth arguing. You guys actually notice, you hear a ugh, and there's a Felucian kind of next to Torn that is standing next to him. Then Varus comes back saying, and then Varus goes, well, I kind of argued your case, so they need to talk a bit, and they will determine if you get to talk to the chief, and how the main argument was basically those were young Felucians, so they were a bit headstrong and overzealous in how they acted, but they were also young, so balanced out, and I really played up on how you're here on the Empire. So they're going to want you to stay a little bit while they decide what to do with you.
And I tell him, I'm like, okay. And if they're concerned, it seemed like they were concerned with some of the weapons some of these people have. Well, I don't know if it would help or not, but, you know, we got these by killing some other Imperials and taking them from them to use against them.
Okay. Maybe save that point. I will come and see you when I can, and we'll discuss more. For now, they're going to escort you to a hut and just kind of stay there until I come back.
Okay.
And with that, they kind of lead you, and we'll just move you guys up into this hut, however.
And when we get up there, while we're waiting around, I pull out a sabacc deck.
While we're in there, I'm like, do any of you have any med packs? Those Felucians did quite a number on me.
Did you have a critical?
No, I've just got wounds and strain.
How far down?
5 wounds and 5 strain.
I toss you a stim pack.
That reminds me, we didn't buy any stim pack on Alderaan.
I did.
Alright, hold on a second then. Let me...
You could probably just use a medical kit if you had one.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second, I gotta ask Jeff something. What you want to do would continue into this scene.
Okay. I'll ask Torn, do you need any help with Syrad's wounds?
Help is always good. Your help is always good.
Okay.
I can handle it. All right.
While they're doing that, Dill, sabacc.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
But I keep an eye on the healing of Sirad with what Thornton and Thorin are doing.
Okay, I'll tell you how this plays out. All right. So, how many? You're less than half your threshold, correct?
Yes.
Can you use medicine on yourself? I'm just curious.
Yep.
Yes, but penalties.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see if this works out. It does. You get back.
Should there be any difficulty dice in that?
No, actually, not with your wounds, because Torn's at -1 difficulty.
Okay.
So you can heal back 2 wounds, or 3 if you want to spend Destiny point, and recover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7 strain.
I'll heal the 2 wounds and get rid of the strain.
How many strain?
I had 5.
So that can be a blue for... Alright, who's next up?
Hey, I just had a really good idea. We've got a really strong Wookiee. Could he carry a back-to-tank round with us?
I don't know if the Wookiee's playing anymore, because he hasn't been really in any session but one. Anyway, okay, so folks have about 2 hours.
Can we use this time to just relax a little, to distress?
Yes. Food. Once food's brought and everyone eats and drinks, you'll recover your strain.
I will play Sabak with Colin and Dell.
I would like to take out my data pad and start writing down some of the words, phrases, and clicks that I heard over and over again when Valeris was talking to the Felucians to argue a case for us.
Give me a daunting computer check.
Is that 4 purple?
5.
Any chance by luck one of them bottles of wine are still in my backpack from that wine that we took that he might have missed? I can just, pull out and pass around.
We handed over. Oh, wow!
I could have used that on a crafting roll.
Well, hello there.
I am fluent in Felucian now.
You're actually getting the gist down. So you basically can communicate in basic 2-3 word sentences to them, like feed me, heal me, don't shoot,
Don't
be
stab.
friend, be friend.
Please don't kill me. Don't kill
Stab the white person.
Yes, Empire bad.
I'll start doing that. Me, friend, Empire bad. Hurt Empire, real bad.
Every once in a while, a scout pokes his head in when you start saying certain things.
Me, Thornton.
Yeah, and then you'll say something else, and then they get really confused, and then they're like, they think you're insane right now.
Shall everyone roll a simple cool check who's involved in the Sabak to see who wins?
If you guys really want to bet,
I wasn't saying we're betting, I was just saying see who wins the pretend money pot.
We got the rolls.
you guys can do that. Oh, and now you take 2 strain, Jeff. You guys could do that, but you really don't want to get, you don't want threat thrown in the scene.
Yeah, I was just saying we each make a simple check just to see who wins.
How about you guys just roll a D6 if you really need to know who wins. So Dell actually has completely blocked out Thornton. Colin's doing an okay job of blocking him out. And Sirad, his babbling is starting to get on your nerves.
Shut up, Thornton!
Sorry.
I thought I was onto something.
Dell's able to use his skill and win the pot of twigs you guys are betting on.
Yeah.
I still have more to learn.
So Varus comes back in.
I'm going to say greetings in Felucian.
Hi. Keep it to a kindergarten level. And then he responds back to you, going, "Oh, that's you didn't tell me you spoke Felucian."
I just sort of picked up a few phrases from your conversation with the locals.
And he's like, "Oh, that's interesting."
It's our local genius. So, what are the news? Want some twigs?
He kind of looks and he smiles, going, "After we discuss, I'll be up for a game, but not twigs. There's credits
Fair.
can still
Perfectly
be
fine.
useful to me." He goes, "Well, just be on your best behavior. They're really going to be observing how you guys act, and they're not completely convinced you're against the Empire."
Does that mean they wish to keep us here, or will they allow us to
They'll
push
be. They'll want you to stay in or around the village, and I'll show you areas where you can go and areas where you need to be escorted.
I'll tell him. Well, if they're not fully convinced, why don't some of them come with us and help us attack this facility? Then they will see.
They're not convinced you're not part of the Empire, so they could see that as a trap.
Maybe.
Yes, but I'm sure there's many more of them than there are of us.
So, and how do you know this facility exists?
We have a benefactor that told us about it.
And who would this benefactor be?
Someone who is also like-minded against the Empire's way of doing things. Unfortunately, so they can remain safe, I can't speak their name.
So you have a mysterious benefactor that opposes the Empire, and you guys are here to attack a facility.
Not necessarily to attack a facility. Our objective is to retrieve a certain individual.
Yes, that's the objective, to retrieve a certain individual, but if there may be a side effect gone, they could help us, and we could take the whole facility.
And then once you took the facility, what would you do?
Well, our original intention...
We would find the person we were looking for, and then leave it for whatever they want to do with it.
Well, I was under the impression our intention was to blow it up. However, if the Felucians wanted to claim it, then we wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yes. If they want us to destroy it, so that way it doesn't seem like they done it, so nothing gets brought back on them, that's fine. Or if they want to claim it, they can.
And he kind of like, and how do you think you were going to destroy it?
I was thinking I might be able to slice into a computer terminal and have some critical systems overheat and possibly shut it down that way. Or hopefully we were thinking we might come across a few stormtroopers and use their own grenades against it.
Okay. The system overload, that would work great on a ship.
A facility which is a black site out in the jungle must have its own generators. Generators require fuel. Fuel is generally combustible.
Do you have knowledge? Roll a knowledge warfare. Add one purple.
Success and advantage.
So actually, if you think it's a military style installation, they actually, if they're using fuel, the fuel would be piped in and either super well protected in a bunker of some time underground, or just a way that if it got hit or compromised, it wouldn't take out the entire station with it.
But if it's being piped in, there must be valves, and those valves could be opened.
But, well, yeah, there would be safety protocols, both software and hardware, you would have to overcome to actually do that on it.
Hardware, software.
Now, at the same time, you've actually have been on some pirate type installations where, yeah, you could easily just take it out with it. It depends on how the Empire set up this installation. Did they build it from scratch, or was it a old pirate thing they took out? So it could range there.
I'd like to ask Vazas. Vazas, do any of your people have pictures of the installation or maps of it? It would help for determining how we would blow it up. If that is, of course, what the Felucians want.
Well, could we not just get in the Grey Star and shoot it with the ship?
I'm going to sort of look at him like, if you want to be shot down by a couple of squadrons of TIE fighters and a bunch of planetary defenses, sure.
And he goes, well, My people generally live in the major starport, so I don't. What do you mean by my people? I'm really.
I was
aside
guessing you were
from,
involved with Felucians here.
I live here amongst them, yes, but they're not my people.
Okay, let me rephrase. If you or the Felucians, insert rest of sentence.
I will. I will pass. I will pass that to the Felucians. That if there's a facility that you speak of, you would be interested in destroying it.
We are interested in either destroying it, or we would be happy to hand over to the Felucians if that is what they want. Our primary goal is getting our target exfiltrated from this planet. Preventing the Imperials from having facility on this planet would be a secondary benefit.
Okay, so in that case, I'll pass this on. Be on your best behavior. And he goes and kind of shows you areas where you can go and areas you should stay away from. And basically says, he'll update you on your status. And if there's any issues, try to make sure he's there to deal with them.
Velis, can I speak with you when you have a moment? You seem very intelligent. And,
yeah, I could. Was tomorrow morning be okay?
I think that's fine.
I'll come by. I'll come by the hut in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I ask him before he goes if he has a comm channel we can reach him on in case something happens or goes wrong or we run into any problems.
He goes, well, do you guys have a comm link I can have?
I'll give him.
Okay.
I'll give him my comm link because I'll still have my personal communicator.
Okay. And then he turns it on and checks it. And so, do you give him your communicator?
Yeah, no, I had the comm link and I also had a personal communicator, so I'll just give him the comm link.
So he calls your communicator.
Okay. Yeah.
And says, you can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And then as he gets... let me switch you up a little bit. As he gets like this distance from you, and he goes... and then throws the communicator back at you. Saying, you really need like a ship level large communicator to punch through the turbulence in the atmosphere here.
Okay. Well, I don't have one of those with me, so or I got this one, but nobody else has one to be able to communicate. So.
Yeah. So it was a good try, but keep that in mind.
Okay.
And he heads out. So night's going to kind of come and pass. I'm going to jump to next morning unless you guys want to do something specifically.
Are we have freedom to walk around the village?
He has kind of showed you areas you can go right now, but it is getting kind of nighttime, and people are kind of going to sleep.
Okay.
Is this a cold planet, hot planet, kind of okay temperature? What?
Do you remember episode 3, Will? When they were
Which
on
one was
Felucia? That was Return
No.
of the Sith, where think Vietnam.
Well, I was just asking because I was like, well, if it's cold, I'm gonna go crash by the fire pit.
Vietnam with mushrooms instead of dense jungles.
Okay.
All right. So we're going next morning. Some some food comes in, and
I say thank you in Felucian.
there's a look of surprise, but they kind of say, you're welcome, and then walk out. So, Sherrod, is there anything you're doing?
Not in. I would probably have liked to, during the downtime, have taken a walk around the camp, just to look for likely avenues of attack and just make a general situational map and think about how I would attack this place if need be.
So,
or if I was the Imperials, how I would attack.
Make a 3 purple Warcraft check. So, based on your so this is going to take you about half the day, and you're kind of just walking around and stuff. Do you keep your gun with you, or you leave it in the hut?
I would keep it with me. Keep it slung.
So you are escorted by 2 Felucian warriors when you're doing this, and generally, as you approach, you don't really see many Felucians around you.
Yep.
Separately, as you're doing this, you actually do notice Torn's looking at the village too, but he's more interested in the going-ons of the village and Felucians themselves. So you guys cross paths 3 or 4 times during the day or morning. As terms of the village, it is defensible for primitive people, especially for animal attack or anything. They're pretty well defended. Ground assaults are kind of good, but air assaults, they're not. Air assaults is probably this thing's weakness. So you kind of figure out avenues of attack for ground attack and everything, and you kind of figure out avenues of escape if there was a air assault. In general.
Okay, for the night, the only thing I wanted to do was that long range communicator thing I got. I just kind of want to go through the different frequencies, see if I can pick up any sort of chatter.
All right. That's the long range. All right. So I have to jump back. This was Sherrod and Torn left in the morning, so he had the best avenue and advantage here.
Well, I can do it in the morning when we get up. It doesn't matter.
When you do it at night, it's the personal comm link, but it's the long range one, right?
Yeah, the interplanetary one. So, if I was on a planet and somebody was up in space, I could communicate with them.
So,
because that was the reason I had 2, one for personal communication and one for longer range communication. So if I was separated from somebody else from the group, was the whole thinking behind it.
What's the encumbrance on that?
1.
Okay, you're still getting static.
Okay.
Okay. Del, is there anything you want to do in particular?
Just look around the village, try to make a good impression. If there is any people trying to push around or move around crates or anything, try to help them.
Okay. One thing particularly with you, Del, after a while walking around, and do you leave your gun with you or in the hut?
In the hut. Oh, wait. No, with me.
Okay.
With me.
It takes a while, but every once in a while you see a small Felucian kind of looking at you. And then when you catch them, they kind of dart back.
So am I the only person that doesn't seem to be armed? Or is Thornton also not armed?
Thornton has his weapons in his backpack.
Mm.
He has a data pad.
I was just curious.
Well, I need Del and Torin to make a 2 purple vigilance check, and Sherrod, you're a 4 purple. Basically, Sherrod, you go through, you finish your thing, and you got the layout of the village, and actually you were able to determine what you think maybe 1 or 2 avenues of escape for the party. If something happened, but generally, you figure the biggest defense this village has is its detectability. It does blend in well with the environment.
So it's like made out of the same flora as the native.
Oh yeah, the huts are tall, hollowed out mushrooms.
Okay, so it just looks like another mushroom, basically.
From a distance, yeah. Now, the one thing you're unsure of, and this is going to cause you one strain, is you don't know what would happen if a rancor actually came up to this village.
No, not a rancor. Not a rancor.
You don't like. I don't know. Would they? Would it just be run away? Is there a way you could try to shoot? It's really actually that part is bothering you. So, Dale, you're just walking around, kind of checking the people. You actually see basically what you think are children, and actually should be female Felucians around, and so you're actually getting more of the village, and it's what you expect from primitive people. They a lot of them seem interested in you because you don't look like the others. In fact, you have this funny thing on your face that they haven't seen before. But
like what? Flesh?
No, your mask. But
yeah.
it seems more that because of that they kind of accept you more than the others. Like, hey, you're obviously not Empire. You don't look like any Empire person they ever seen. So as you're there, you see kind of Torin just kind of staring at Felucian, and Felucian staring at Torin, and then he gets shaken out of it and turns his head and starts making a beeline toward a hut. And you're starting to follow, and then as you get closer, you hear weird wailing sound. Are you just going to ignore them, or
who was it?
Del? You hear?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Colin. So sorry.
No.
So I go in. I get out my twigs and start playing with them. Just a few minutes. I start to juggle with the twigs to play with the kids. Then I give it to them, and go in the hut to check the wearings.
So actually, can you make a agility check for me, or a coordination actually? 1 purple. Actually, you get 3 kids there actually start watching and stuff, and they're pretty excited about that. And then when you give them the twigs, they're like really excited, and now you got a bunch of kids learning how to juggle twigs.
Gonna be hard for them. They only got one hand.
Yeah, it's you're going to make the parents happy for probably 2-3 hours before the kids start crying because they can't do it because their hands are. As you head in, as you approach the hut, you hear these cries get worse and worse, and you walk in, and you see several children there, and they're not changing colors like some of the Felucians do, or looking kind of like the bluish colors normally. These look very gray, and they just don't look right at all. And Torin's kind of trying to say, trying to get to the kids, but there's a Felucian woman in there, seems to be trying to push them out.
I get in between them, hands front, trying to calm them, calm the woman and get Torin just a few step backs. Please, Torin, just wait a minute. We're gonna get you to the kids. Just wait a minute, okay?
but I think I can help them. I just need to
And
be
you
with them with
will.
a med pack.
You will, but just wait a minute. She's
So-
not gonna let you pass.
So he waits.
I just take out my comlink and call for Thornton.
And
If
you
the
hear
comlink reach him.
static.
Damn it! Not even a few meters? Okay. We're gonna need Thornton, or even better, what was his name? Vazus?
Vazis.
Yeah. If you want to go to your kids, we are gonna need an interpret, or at least someone who can get a few words in.
Okay. So he stays by the tent and starts pulling out a med pack, and you see
I go
him.
look for anyone who can translate.
Well,
in the
before
meanwhile.
before you leave, Del, and he kind of grabs, kind of shows her where the wound is, and you see him kind of slowly put some cream on it and bandage it up. Do you help along with this?
Well, he's a medic. He knows what to do. She's gonna go get the interpret.
Okay.
I let Thor into his stuff, so he's not going in the cockpit to pilot.
All right. So he kind of starts working it, seeing it. He lets you go. Roll me a force die, Del. Just need to know if it's black or white. Okay, so you go back, you make a beeline to the standard hut, and you see Thornton kind of talking, working his data pad. He looks impatient, and I don't know what Colin's doing this morning.
I'm just chilling, eating,
Tree moss.
kind of walking around looking for Vazis to see if he's around anywhere, so we can try to get word on what the situation is.
So you come out seeing Colin throwing food in the air and catching it with his mouth, and Thornton working on the data pad.
I take it Thornton's oblivious to everything but his data pad.
You do notice Del come in.
I say hello in Felucian to Del.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Can you come in for a minute? We need your genius in the language right now.
I'm supposed to meet Daskew here.
Leave a note or something. Just need you for a couple minutes.
You know where I'm gonna be? Maybe Colin can leave a message letting him know where I am.
Why not? Do what you want, but I really need you, or Torrin's gonna start a little incident.
Okay. Can you give me directions? Like 3 heads down to the right.
I'll hang out here in case Vazis comes back, so you can go take care
Okay.
of whatever it is with him.
Yeah, just let him know. I still want to talk to him. I'm gonna help out.
Okay.
So just tell him we're in the medical hood where they put the sick and wounded.
Okay.
I think he will know where it is. So, Thornton, you coming?
Yes, I am.
All right. So as you head, Thornton, you actually as you come up, you're going to a particular hut, and as you pass 3 children looking like they're throwing sticks in the air and trying to catch it.
I say, wow, very good in Felucian.
So they you get up to the hut, and you see Torn there looking very frustrated. Looks like a slender, more Felucian. You would judge maybe this is a female. And you also see some smaller childlike Felucians on the floor, gray color.
Oh.
And
this
Torn
isn't what
goes,
it's-
"Hey, Can you tell her that we can help?
Yes. Yes. So I say hello in Felucian. Then I point to Torn and say, healer, help children, make better.
And then she goes off on. So she starts saying stuff, and you only catch about, you catch sick. Healer could no help.
I say better healer, magic tools, and I point to the magical box.
So give me a charm check of two purple, but upgrade the check and add a 2 blue dice. So you're getting kind of 1 blue for the help, saying the magic box thing is good, and she actually did kind of see Dell treat the children properly. And you can't get worse than 1 despair and 1 failure. Oh, sorry, 1 threat, 1 failure. That's more like it. Okay. So
I look at that dice. Go ahead.
It's going back and forth, and basically she kind of points to Dell and basically say, he stay.
Dell, come over here. She seems to like you.
My pleasure. I just stay in the corner of the hut, or...
I'm going to ask, can Dell, I point to Dell, help heal?
Yeah, she starts
children.
shaking her head. That's what she's trying to tell you.
Torin, can I use your magic toolbox? Or can Dell use your magic toolbox? And I can help walk him through some of the procedures I've seen you do when helping heal our team members.
You actually got that she'll allow Torin to heal the kids, but Dell has to assist him, not you.
Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that to where it makes sense. So, is the advantage being spent?
No, now you could decide how you want to spend the advantage.
So, I'll give the next person to act blue dice, and I'll recover 1 strain.
Dell, what's your intelligence?
2.
Okay.
The brightest one here.
So your assistance is a blue die. Hold on, quickly. Just want to do some. All right. So, I'm going to. So, basically, Dell, you're helping Torin. He's telling you certain things to grab, stuff to do. You're helping him analyze stuff on the children. And the first child you wake on, it takes about 3 hours. But you see his colors starting to restore on it. And you guys are going to kind of be here throughout the entire day, working on the kids, but you actually eventually get the kids all back on track. When you take a break, though, you're actually you're going to take a strain because you don't get a chance to rest because 3 healthy kids come up to you and want you to juggle again and teach them how to juggle.
So, since Thorn's not allowed to help, Thorn's going to go back up to meet with the Cirrus.
Yeah. You're coming back up. Okay. Prior to this, so, well, you're sitting there, I guess, still catching food in the air, and you see Vazis come in.
Yeah.
And he looks around going, Where's your blue friend?
He stepped out for a few minutes. Something about helping some sick and wounded in one of the huts a little ways down. But he said he wanted to talk to you.
Well, that's why I was here. I said in the afternoon. I guess I can wait a bit.
And I'm like, Sabak?
And he goes, sure.
You going with real credits?
Sure. Isn't that what he wanted?
So, you're using a Sabak deck?
Yeah, just a regular Sabak deck.
Okay. So I need you.
Didn't want to drop the coin for the marked one.
Yeah,
because that was a lot more money.
Hold on a second. So it's going to be a 2 purple and 1 red cool check, and don't forget to add the force dice into the roll. Is there a particular wager you're going to throw out there, or let him throw out the wager?
I'll let him, but I'm just checking something real quick. So I'll just throw in a strain to downgrade it 1.
What talent's that?
That's what I was looking up. That is regular. I'm not gonna cheat. So 2 and 1, you said?
Yeah, 2 purple, 1 red.
Okay.
Roll 4 dice.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
So he rolled he got a black on the force. So he got 1 failure, 2 triumphs, and a black on force, which I think.
So he ends up with 2 failures and no advantage.
Because it swaps.
Actually, no, it would be 3 failures and no advantage.
You lost 50 credits.
Okay.
You have time for 1 more hand if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do 1 more.
Same bet, 50 credits.
Yeah, 50.
Okay. Oh, gee. You lost another 50 credits.
Okay.
And so you lose 2 advantage. So that dice just goes away. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threat. So you're also going to take 3 strain.
Okay.
Whatever he does, he schools you. So Thornton, you're coming back, and as you're walking through the village, you actually see Sarad kind of on the outskirts of a village, and he's kind of looking up at the tree, and he's looking at kind of a thing, and basically your guess is he's trying to figure what would happen if a Rancor attacked the village, and it's kind of bothering him.
Oh, don't think too hard.
Which actually snaps them out of this. And as you come in, and you actually see looks like a Sabak game going on between Vazus and Colin, and you catch a glimpse of kind of Colin's cards, and it looks like he has this hand, and he's all excited about it. And then you see Vazus do something, and he just completely takes the game, and Colin's mind just gets blown. And you walk in.
I apologize for my tardiness. There apparently were some sick villages, and I was being a translator to help our medic kill some of them.
And he looks at you very seriously going, and they let you tend them?
Oh, yes. They wouldn't let me, but Dell has a connection. And I was able to explain that our healer, with his magic box, is better than any healer in the village. And to at least let him give a shot.
And he goes, and how good is your healer?
He's kept us all alive. He's very good. Especially when our Caldorian friend's arm was almost completely severed, and he was able to stitch that up. You barely see a scar.
So, this could go badly for you, but I'll trust into that. And he goes up and basically says something to one of the guards at your thing, saying, hey, go check. And he leaves, and he goes, so, Just you guys here, huh?
Yes. I was wondering, you seem very intelligent, and you're like the only non-Felucian at the village other than us. I was wondering, have you been here for long?
I've been here quite a long time.
So, did you have family in the neighborhood, or what's your story?
Just a casualty of the war.
War. Are you talking about the Clone Wars? A twinkle in his eye starts to light up.
And he looks at you going, yes, son, but it's not a nice thing.
Oh, I heard all kinds of stories. By chance, which side were you on?
Kind of looks at you going, it's not obvious.
If I was a
Could I walk into the thing at this point? Could I walk into the conversation at this point?
I have already when you're walking in, Stuart. So
Okay.
just a sec.
If I was guessing, I would say you don't look like a clone. So, separatist?
He goes, for one that seems so intelligent, there are times you seem odd.
That's
One
of the drawbacks.
I was part of the separatists. That's why I'm hiding out in a primitive village.
One thing.
And Colin's just sitting there, just not saying anything, but seeming really interested in this conversation.
One of the things I never understood was how the Republic could possibly run over the sheer numbers of the droid armies, and how, like a coincidence, it all ended in like one day, the same day that the Jedi decide to be traitors to the whole galaxy and get wiped out. Then all of a sudden, I hear the war's over. We hear the war's over, and now we got a galactic empire. It starts going on as little. Oh.
So he goes, well, son, the war didn't end overnight. That's just what you heard.
Oh, well.
The war continued. The war continued on for several months after that.
So did they actually fight battles on this planet?
Yes, there was battles fought on this planet. I was part of a mercenary group hired by the Separatist that specialized in jungle fighting.
Do you know what I specialize in? I'm really good with building and fixing droids.
Thornton?
You don't happen to know if there were any battle droids near this camp, do you? Even if they're really old, I'm sure I can make some type of work with them.
And Colin just face palms himself like, oh God.
So,
I walk in and see face palms and like, what's going on here?
Vasus fought in the Clone Wars with the Separatists.
Yes, can't you see he's wearing Separatist uniform?
I don't know if you noticed, but I was not even born yet. Or maybe two
Don't
or
they
three,
teach
I
this
think.
stuff in history class?
I think your friend has spent more times with droids than the world.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder if he's ever had a girlfriend.
If I wanted a girlfriend, I would build one.
Oh.
He actually laughs about that. He goes, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. So he bubbles off some names to you. What's your knowledge skills, Jeff?
I'm curious, where all did you work out of during the Clone Wars, if you don't mind me asking?
Let
Okay.
me answer his question first. I have training in Outer Rim, and I have training in Underworld for my skills. I don't have any points.
Roll a 1 purple Underworld. You can recover 2 strain. So he mutters off a bunch of names saying, do you recognize any of these names? One you do, actually. One is like, it's kind of a known droid manufacturer, or used to be droid manufacturer. but it's still, because most droid manufacturers got tightly controlled and annexed by the Empire. This particular droid manufacturer kind of went out of business, but the truth is they kind of went into shadow operations, and they kind of feed a underground droid parts trade to the scumbags of the universe.
Oh, I recognize that name you just said.
So your family worked for them?
No, so my family was killed by the Empire on a train wreck, and if it wasn't for our captain and a group of his mercenaries, I would have been executed as well and blamed on dissidents. But I've always had the knack with numbers, and I've always been fascinated with droids, ever from a little kid. And so I've heard of that one name. In building droids, I get compared with them sometimes for some of the less legal trades.
So the Empire didn't shut them down. Yeah, that's interesting to note.
Not completely. The Hutts use them a lot, and for the people that can't afford them, I am sometimes commissioned on work. But they swear the droids I make are better.
Interesting. I'm sorry, son. Did you want to play another hand? I missed what you were saying.
No, but y'all's talk had me interested, and I heard a rumor of something that happened back in the Clone Wars, and I'm wondering if you might know anything about it.
I doubt that unless it's located to Felucia or areas we served.
I don't really know what area it went in, but rumor has it that some high-ranking person in the Empire defected and took a whole Star Destroyer and joined the Separatists.
Well, just a minute. Your rumor is hijacked something from the Empire and joined the rebelled
I
against
thought
the
you
Empire.
said it was a Star Destroyer.
It was, but it's during the Empire era. It wasn't during the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I wouldn't even say anything.
So his response would be, wouldn't know about that. I mean, the battle rate, yeah, by the time word came down that the war was over, the Republic already had this planet, and we went into hiding.
You know what? If you happen to know where some of these droid parts are, I might be able to help your village out by building a few droids to help protect you if any of the Imperials come by.
Son, that's nice thinking, but look around you.
I see lots of mushrooms.
A lot of primitive people that don't use technology. Aside from that, the scavengers and stuff have already picked this area clean.
Darn.
Were there a lot of scavengers to pick up the parts after the Clone Wars ended?
I would say there was a lot of ships flying around and stuff before the Empire fully took control of this planet, but that was like years ago.
I'm surprised. I wouldn't think you would be as open about droids having fought in the Clone War.
He was on the Separatist side.
And it was probably fairly widely known that droids were involved in the Clone Wars.
The Separatists used droids mainly in the Clone Wars, supplemented with mercenaries. So yeah, I doubt there's any salvage there. Well, unless there's been some explorers, full explorers looking for droid parts that came across some hostile fauna and their stuff got salvaged.
I was hoping maybe a bunch of those B1 battle droids that used a central computer brain wouldn't be as valuable to scavengers, since you'd have to get some parts to actually let them think on their own without the droid brain.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'd agree with you. Those things suck. Just terrible fighting with.
If I might ask a question, during the Clone Wars, why did they use so many of those B1s when they had those B2s?
Cost. War cost. War's money. Part of the reason those Republic troopers were just as good as most of the mercenary companies they hired. But compared to the droids, there was one battle, and I don't know what the Republic army we were facing, but they were doing like a 10-to-1 kill ratio on those droids. The droids were only good so far. Now, one of the reasons, to answer your question, why people want to scavenge them is I'm assuming that the Empire outlawed combat droids after they winning the war.
Yes.
So that would shut and took the any of the manufacturing facilities and shut them down.
You know what? I actually have a OOM model, the one that predated the B1. I've actually converted him into basically an astromech co-piloting droid. He's on our ship. We call him Roger.
Well, he's probably more useful to you that way.
So, big question of the day. Are they going to let us go do our thing, or are they going to put us over fire and roast us like a pig?
They're watching you. So, in fact, as you're helping Torn work on the third kid, you get a migraine headache. Yeah, so that droid might be better, but I mean the B2s were a step up. Now,
I swear.
Now those bodyguard droids, the ones with the staffs or stuff.
Oh, mangas.
If we had legions of those droids, we'd have independent worlds and not have to deal with this empire at all.
One of these days, I will attempt to build one of those.
Well, one soldier doesn't win a war, son.
I know.
Yes, but one Jedi could have swung a battle, if the stories are right.
Well, they are hell of fighters. But what we learned, explosives don't shoot them with blasters, use explosives.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever end up fighting not nice Force users.
So I thought they got all purged because we did observe the turn. It was the damnedest thing I ever saw. We were retreating, and the Republic was down on us, and all of a sudden they kind of stopped chasing us and turned on the two Jedi that were with them. Everyone knows that Vader's a hero of the Imperials, rooting out traitorous Jedi to safeguard the Imperial citizens, and he's done a great job.
Man, what I want to give to have some battle droids. I bet they'd be better than the current stormtroopers. We've encountered some of them.
Yeah.
They're not very good with their blasters.
Hold on. Sarad will tell you that if you ever hear about him in the vicinity, you run.
I assume we're referring to Vader at this point.
Yeah, Vader, and he has heard. You can ask him more about Imperial Force users. They're very. You should run from them also. Except now now you got a new tactic against them.
I was just asking if anything would be known from basically being educated in the Imperial system on them.
Yeah, he's a hero of the Imperial. He's kind of the Emperor's right hand, and he's constantly out there safeguarding the Empire against its villainous traitors.
Okay.
Hey, Vasus, you've been here for a while, and you were with a company of mercenaries. You guys don't happen to have anything that might help us overtake the facility, would you?
This so-called facility you keep talking about, let's... I'll just say we'll save that discussion for another time, can we?
Fair enough.
Yes, let's find out if they're going to try to roast us alive first before we move on to the ship.
I don't think they'll roast you alive. The worst thing that would happen, well, unless your friend ended up killing their children, is that they'll just kick you out of the village and tell you, don't come anywhere near it.
Let's go check on them. You're a lot better translator than I am.
Well, I have other things to do.
Okay,
so
well, I appreciate your time.
Was there anything else?
That's pretty much. I just wanted to kind of get a feel for you, the environment here, the Felucians.
The environment is extremely deadly. If it's living, being a flora or fauna, it can kill you. If it's
I
not
got-
living, you got to be careful because it still can kill you.
I found out about this acid pole I stepped in on the way over. Ouch.
So I hope you guys have a good tracker or outdoorsman.
I hope we do too.
I'm like, guys, just don't step in the things I don't step in and you'll be fine.
Well, it sounds
If
like
you
there's
spent
your
less of your-
outdoorsman.
You spent less of your time with your nose in that datapad, Thornton, when you're out and about, you wouldn't have stepped in it.
I'll put my data pad up next time we're in the jungle, and I will focus on you like a laser beam.
Son, maybe you should keep the data pad down most of the time and explore more of the world around there. You might learn some new things.
You know
I
what?
can even help you with your droids.
That's a good idea. I
But I'll
should be
tell
looking around for battle droid parts.
He shakes his head. Well, I wouldn't rely on droids. They can only go so far.
We can agree to disagree.
So if that's anything else,
Nope.
just stay out of trouble. So Del and Torin will come back. It's getting kind of nighttime here.
You want to see if we can assist them? Maybe if they're doing a good job, they might be more accepting of our help.
You could try if you want. So
Okay.
if you guys leave and as you go, there's basically you see a bunch of Felucians around the hut.
Oh, wow. I think he's doing a good job, hopefully.
And basically it's going to be impossible to try to get through them.
Excuse me. What's going on in Felucian?
They look at you saying, waiting
Waiting for what?
healer.
Good friend with healer.
Then
I
you wait
help her.
too.
I help him heal faster.
No, healer have helper.
Healer have two helper. Heal 2 times faster.
No, you wait.
Okay, thank you. I will go back to my hut then. When I get back, I let them know. It looks like they're doing a good job. The whole village is waiting in line to see them.
So Del and Torn do come back, and they look pretty exhausted.
Guys, next time
But
you
they're
take care of
actually
the kids.
there is actually a kind of a crowd with them as they come in.
Oh, welcome, Inflution.
So that as we go through that night, food comes in and stuff, and Del, you see Felucians kind of coming up, and they're basically leaving kind of little offerings, like little totems, some neat salvage or scrap as like gift offerings to you.
Looks like you guys spread some goodwill in the camp.
I will teach them the word thank you in Felucian, so they can say it when they get their offerings.
But you figure there's 10 credits worth of stuff.
Don't have a heart to take it.
Oh no,
Then-
they want you to.
I
It's
emphasize.
it's little bits of salvage, or you're like, oh well, I guess I can use this extra power cell, and it's stuff that they salvage, and they're just trying to thank you for your generosity.
Okay.
Is it basically things that they can't use because it's technology, but things that we might be able to use?
Yeah, that's where his 10 credits worth stuff is coming from. So I'm going to. Is there any major thing someone wants to do tonight? Otherwise, I'm going to say take a break and jump to the next day.
Sleep.
Okay, so just a little help keep the move the game a little forward, a little quicker. Actually, that night, you and Torn are awakened,
Yep.
and they actually 2 of you are actually escorted and you're brought to the fire pit. And you see the main big warrior that you saw the day before.
Yep.
And many warriors, but you also see this very shriveled Felucian.
Village elder.
And he actually comes in, and Vasus is there too. And he basically sits you guys down. No one's saying anything. So what do you do?
I will sit quietly until addressed.
Okay. So the elder talks, and Vasus is basically interpreting, saying the elder sees there's something special about you, and he wants to, I guess, look into your soul. So just make sure you leave all weapons down when he calls for you to approach.
I will place my rifle next to Torin and pull out my hold-up blaster and place that next to him as well. I now have no weapons.
Okay. Torin sees that, and you see him place his sword. Okay. And you see him place something that, based on stuff you've read and pictures you've seen, looks like a lightsaber.
I'm going to raise a single eyebrow at Torin.
He's trying to completely avert your gaze. You figure he's thinking, "Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Don't look at me!"
I'm going to keep looking at him.
So, the village calls Torin forward and has him kneel down in front of him, and is looking at him and concentrating. And then you kind of see Torin go into a weird meditative state. And This goes on for like 10 minutes.
Yep.
And when he's done, he seems actually more calmer and more focused. And he goes and grabs his stuff, and then the elder asks you to come forward.
I do so.
Now we're going to see what magic mushroom ride you're going to go on. Roll me a force die. Okay. So he starts looking into, and the things in front of your mind are kind of the bad things you've had to do, the potential bounties where you've had to kill, times you've had to you feel conflicted making a bad choice.
Yeah.
And your anger, frustration, all start welling up in you, and you're basically taking like 4 strain right now. And then there's kind of a light pushing forward through, and it seems to be coming from him, and he's working to try to calm you down and center yourself. And at a moment, do you fight it or let it go?
I let it go.
As you let it go and kind of embrace it, and he helps center you and calm you down, and you feel a weird connection that you've had all your life but really haven't noticed it, and you just feel connected to everything around you, including the mushroom trees. Just everything feels really connected, and you get a strength from that. And as you're done, your anger is kind of subsided and everything, but basically at one point in time, you can add a blue die to any dice roll check you want to do.
Okay.
And you feel there's a larger world out there that you could explore.
Okay.
And you should put that's really freaky, but you gush blue bubbles, and basically you should right now put down 50 conflict on your character. I'm sorry, 50 morality.
Okay.
And then you two are led back to the hut, and surprisingly everyone's sleeping peacefully.
Okay. So do I count as having a force rating now if I have
No.
conflict?
No. You're still your normal self, but
Okay.
there's other universal specializations that are open to you now, or other specializations depending on finding the right trainer.
Okay.
The next morning, you guys get some more, a little more breakfast, but then Vazis is there with several warriors, and he kind of waits and says, looks at Del, Torin, and Sarad, saying, "These warriors want you to join them on a hunt or gathering food."
I say, sure. Am I to use Felucian weapons or am I to use my own?
He goes, well, he kind of, looks at their skull blades and look at you going, do you want to use Felucian weapons?
I translate.
I would prefer to use my own, but I would use Felucian weapons if that's what they requested me to do.
No, they're just asking you hunting. Just, remember this is a hunting trip, not a search and destroy mission.
Of course.
Del, do you go?
Well, before that, didn't the chief made his decision?
Not yet.
So we're kind of on a tight schedule.
Sorry, I missed that.
We're short on time.
Well, I mean, at this point where you guys are, you're welcome to leave the village. Just don't kill any Felucians and move on your way if you want.
Good to know. Well, seeing as good old Mondo wants to go and hunt, let's just do this for the day and we'll go back in the evening.
Thornton would like to stay with the group.
He said you're welcome, but they're.
I don't make big bada boom.
Well, okay. Just don't be a hindrance.
I'll stay back, and I'm just gonna kind of sort of observe like their customs, how they interact with one another, and stuff like that.
All right. Colin, make me a 4 purple charm test.
Okay.
Sharad, make an outdoor survival. 2 dice.
And I figure you're gonna figure this into my rolling, but I'm just gonna kind of the whole when in Rome do as Rome does, kind of try to emulate their customs of what they do and such. Join in on their daily life.
Thornton, you could give me either a perception or a education check.
Oh, I'm gonna pick education. But
It's going to be 3 purple. Are you trained in education?
no.
Add a setback die. And
Yes.
Del, make me a 3 purple stealth check. So Sarat, you do very well as making sure the city slickers in your party don't kill themselves, and they're actually paying attention and listening to you.
I am surprised at this.
But you're also able to take down some, like fox-sized game with a blaster shot, and still keeping it something that's not completely blown to bits when you shoot it. Just kind of take off its head. So you did. They're very happy for you. Torin, you see Torin kind of point at a weird mushroom that kind of looks like it changes colors like the Felucians do, and kind of call them out. And the Felucians actually get really excited and grab and harvest that mushroom.
Did I get a idea of what they're saying?
You actually start paying attention on your data pad, but you only do it 30% of the time and don't kill yourself. But Del, they come up on some big amphibious game. I guess the closest would be like a crocodile.
I freak out.
And you do freak out because they basically kind of hand you a skull blade and point to your pistol and are giving you the honor of the kill. And you confused. You're like, why?
They want you to go and stab it.
But they eventually work it out, and you've like, okay. I guess they say this Skullblade's really good to kill things and stuff. They set up some diversions. You sneak up on it, and you go in for the headshot, and that stupid skull breaks. And then there's a little dance between you not getting eaten and trying to draw your gun, but you're able to do it, get a headshot on the thing and actually kill it, and they actually whoop when you do this. So the day you guys are very successful on the hunt, everyone's happy. Dal, you're getting congratulated left and right, and actually when you come back in, you see some kids that look like to be trying to mimic your look with your mask. And they all clap when they see you and everything.
Hey, how many kids are there? They're trying to emulate his mask.
2.
I like to forge some stuff real fast and make a makeshift mask using like wood and stuff.
Yep, roll your outdoor survival.
Oh, it's not in mechanics?
Nope.
Oh. All right, what's the difficulty?
3. How close do you want to get to Dell's mask?
Just a little better to...
Than the kids?
Yeah.
3 purple. So, Colin. So they're a bit hesitant when you're going around and checking things.
I'm not very good with this.
I'm just
wood.
mainly like the body language of how they're interacting with each other and stuff like that is really, kind of their culture and their society.
Yeah, and you're getting in, and fortunately, you get in. They seem a bit more accepting of you. You kind of see it's a tribal culture.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever they're eating, eat it just like they are. Blah blah blah. All that stuff.
Well, no, you're not. You haven't been eating what they've been eating. Some stuff looks familiar, but there's other stuff they're eating that you haven't seen. And you're actually in time to see a big celebration as a hunt comes. And fortunately, you are there because you see some kids have looks like Keldor masks that have been running around the village and still trying to play with sticks. And during night, when the procession comes back, everyone's really excited. And you actually notice Thornton trying to make a Keldor mask. And you're looking at it, and you're like, probably shouldn't do that. More importantly, he might insult Dell so much, Dell might shoot him. So you go up to Thornton saying, "It's good. It's good. I've taught. It's good."
Can I make an intelligence check?
No. Yeah, your common sense was completely focused on. You went in your crafting zone again.
Then I would like a blue dice on the next check I have to make. That's what the advantage is for.
Okay.
But you were saying we haven't ate what they ate, but that's kind of what I'm doing, trying to integrate myself with them. So at this celebration, if there's stuff that they're eating that they're not feeding us, I'll try it too. So
you guys are actually led to a different fire pit, and this is more on the ground, and it looks like there's a big feast. So Varus is there and comes up to you guys going, and looks at Udel saying, there's a lot of talk about you. What did you do?
Simple Keldorian stuff. Go for our kids. No, more seriously, just played with some kids and helped with the sick kids. Always the kids.
They didn't. They're saying you're like one of their greatest warriors they've seen.
Yes. Greatest warrior.
You keep this up, you'll have a home here and become part of the tribe. I wouldn't recommend it.
I guess.
So he sits. He goes. Well, you guys have a place of honor here, and tells you where your seats are. So people get their seats, and you see him come, and there's a head seat with 3 chairs. He takes the chair on the right, and people are, there's a very festive atmosphere, and then things start quieting down as you see the big Felucians kind of come in, take up places. Basically what you thought was the chief guy that you guys saw 2 days ago comes in, and then you guys see a very shriveled Felucian slowly walk in, and everyone goes silent and start bowing their heads, and he comes and sits down. He starts speaking, and then Varus translates on, though there was a disagreement, that was a misunderstanding. These people are warriors, and they reacted as such to a situation. But they were sent by the great mushroom god here to help us and help us against the Empire. And he goes around and starts talking about everyone in a special way. Talks about how Thornton went on the great hunt, showing his bravery. Talking about the wise kid that speaks for the group, which is very odd, but different people, different customs. Talks about the ferocity of Sarad and his lightning cannon and how he helped hunt. Talks about Torn being brave and helping 6 children, and then the final person is like Del, the great outsider hero who cures uncurable illnesses, part healer, part mystic, and also the great hunter, killer of whatever creature you slew.
The Crocodilosaurus.
So, and everyone claps at that. Some kids come up and put flowers near your plate and go back. You pretty much pick up the gist of that, Thornton and Felucian. The main things you pick out is, though, they've also attached, like, they call Torin and Sarad special, but you don't know how. It's some weird, you don't understand in their language, but they're special. And yeah, Del's just kicking it up a notch. So he started his anti-mouse droid army now, if he wants to train them.
Yes, fighting the technology with plant people.
So with that, actually, the chief settles down, and then each of you gets a chance to speak if you want to say anything.
Did the chief give a name or a title?
To Del?
No, the chief. The guy that was speaking, and the...
Yeah,
Yes,
you basically, that actually is the chief.
Okay. So, I'll know his title in Felucian. If I say the chief in Felucian, they'll know who I'm talking about.
So, and you're able, if you want to burn your advantage, you're able to pull out your data pad and turn it on during this talk.
Okay, I like to record it.
So, does anyone have anything special they want to say, or?
I will speak in Felucian. Say, it is a great honor to have...
Okay, 5 kindergarten level words, 3-word sentences.
Sorry. Thank you for having us. Mushroom God, look down, smile big today. Praise Mushroom God, praise you, Chief. Thank you.
And there's a big clap of applause to that, and some people also laughing. Anyone else?
Nope,
Okay.
not me.
As he goes through, were you going to say something, Del, or?
Yeah. wanted to try and recruit one of them for a crew.
Okay, so you basically say you say
I
something
go
about.
I go up. I get up. Vazus, please translate. In this glorious day, where the mushroom god indeed gaze upon us and on the chief, we come to you for one unique reason. We are here to fight the great white empire enemies who come and take over your planet. We want to fight them however we can, and maybe some of you might want to join us in our quest to clear the mushroom god's home from the alien infestation that disrespect him.
As soon as you finish speaking, everyone's clapping really loud, and Varsis is calming down and stuff. And then he goes, "So, the chief says he can provide assistance. That there are some here who they know of the facility you speak of. They know it here called the Vanishing Place, because when they've sent some scouts over in that area, and then they've never been heard from again. So they've actually actively been trying to avoid it. I figure the Empire's is probably checking them out to see if they could be a slave labor force. Which, if they do decide that would be very bad. That would increase the Imperial presence here. So I've also told the chief that you're interested in destroying the facility. And I actually have something that will help you. We'll talk about that later.
Thank you,
But the chief can't offer you fighters as you're asking for, because he needs everyone here to protect the village.
Can he provide us with a scout to safely get there?
He kind of stares at you angrily when you interrupt him, and he said, I wasn't finished, but go on.
I was just asking if he could provide us with a scout to get us there safely.
And he goes, yes. So the chief has offered to offer up 2 scouts that actually know a safe route through there. That will take about 2 days of journey. The one caveat, though, is they're currently out on a scouting mission, so you would have to wait about 2 more days that they're here. But they do know the safest and fastest route there.
We saw the creatures and we know they're rankers, so I'm all for waiting for scouts.
I'm for waiting for scouts.
I'm all for waiting for scouts, and Thornton would like to ask what the scouts' names were, who went missing, in case you come across them when looking for our man.
So they give you the names.
I'll record them to my data pad.
Okay, so that's something we'll set up for you doing tomorrow on it, because what they'll set up where he'll actually get a Felucian to speak into your data pad.
Okay.
So when you play it back, it will be a Felucian speaking.
I like that.
With that, there's a huge feast, and Colin, you actually notice you guys are getting like the full Felucian extravaganza here, not just like the little gruel and paste you've been getting. Tastes pretty good, and near the end, they come with little pieces of mushrooms, and they're offering them to everybody.
Yep. I take it.
Okay, roll me a force die.
I wait to see the reaction on Colin before I take it.
I am the same way.
Okay, Colin took it.
Ignore everything but the force dice.
Yeah, actually, Can you roll another? Just roll one force dice by itself for me.
That's what I did in my thing. I don't know why it added all that other stuff, but the force dice roll. The force dice roll was too light. 2 white is what I got.
Oh, can you re-roll?
I had to pull my purples out on the main top of the thing to roll it.
Can you just?
Force.
Okay, you did re-roll. Good.
Yes, but the original force dice roll was too light.
Okay, so they each take one. It gets to you, Thornton. It's now you either take it or don't.
I would not want to be rude, so I will take it.
And Dell?
I see them starting to have some things react in some kind of way. Take a deep breath. Hit the mushroom.
All right, let's see what the
That's
mushroom
gonna be
is.
good. Hey, please.
Everyone goes on a crazy high. The likes that you couldn't even imagine this.
All praise the
Heard about
mushroom
this.
god.
Well, I'm sorry. Who is trained in Underworld?
I am trained in it.
If you have a skill rank or more in Underworld, you can roll a 4 purple check.
I don't have a rank in it.
You have to have a rank. You have to have a rank in it. Thornton, you get a bonus blue die you can burn on a check.
Okay.
You actually feel real connected and in tune. Everyone, whoever's wounded is not wounded at all now. Your wounds actually are healed after you go through this high, and
How about strain?
You have your strain's completely gone. Well, except for the obligation. And afterwards, Dell, you figure you can make good money on the black market if you can somehow get this in a drug.
You know what? Yeah, I didn't think about it. I'll see tomorrow about that. For now, just relax with the mushroom god.
So you guys wake up actually later in the morning. You notice Torin is not there, and you're figuring it, equivalent like 10 a.m. right now.
Okay, somewhere I don't know, but we might want to look for him. Last time we left him out of our sight, he went and almost created an incident.
Are you worried that that we'll have another spice head on the grow if we leave him too long, but instead of spice, mushrooms?
No, worried he might want to forcefully heal someone again. Well, no, they might want accept it, but don't really want to risk it.
I know where Torin can be.
I go look for him.
Anyone else going to do anything?
If I can find Fazlis, I'd ask him how long till the scouts return.
You can probably find them, but remember it would be tomorrow is when they expect the scouts to return.
Okay.
I'm just still doing the same thing, walking around and observing their customs and way of life and things like that.
You finally figured out that it looks like the kids throwing sticks are really trying to juggle them. But they're having a tough time because of how their hands are.
Okay.
You do find one kid, though, that is able to juggle 2 sticks in one hand.
I just watched him for a bit.
So it gets closer to about noontime. And you guys looking for Torn, you actually Thornton, you kind of get that he's with the chief right now.
Whoever said they're actively looking, I'll let them know. I think he might be with our host right now, so I'm sure he'll come back okay.
Okay. When I was out looking for Torin, actually I was out looking for Vazus.
You actually come across him. He's escorting Torin out of a hut.
Oh, good. Hey, Torin! Good to see you, and good morning, Vedas. We were wondering where you were gone. Seeing you're all right here. Can I talk to you, Vedas, in private for a moment?
And he goes, "Oh, sure." And Torn says, "No, I'll just head to the hut." He goes, how can I
Right.
help the great hero of the tribe?"
Well, great hero, yeah. Still not concerned about that. Still, you know the mushrooms they got us yesterday. You know anything about them? Like,
Oh,
are they
yeah.
sacred or anything?
Oh, they're great religious significance to them.
Yeah.
So it only grows specific times of the year, and it's extremely rare to find. I've It was actually impressive. Your group found some last on the hunt yesterday.
Oh,
You should feel very honored.
Yeah, there we are. Now for a good trip.
Yeah, it's nothing I've ever experienced before.
Really? You said you were here from the Clone Wars? It's like what?
I've had my
50?
share of experimentation and stuff, but when I tried those mushrooms, so I just pass now.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same. Don't think I'll get some ever again. Quite a shame. So, but that's pretty much it. Thank you. You know if there's anything we... Oh, hell. Want to play Sabak?
Sure, let's start walking over to your hut.
Could pass the day, relaxing and waiting. And with that we go to the hut.
As they walk in, can I say, can I bet money on Vaz's winning?
And he looks at you with, I'm not going to bet you if I'm going to win or lose. That's amongst your friends. If you want to bet against me, you got to join in the game.
I
Hey,
think
so-
you're a bit out of my league, mate.
So when you guys are about to set up for a Sabak game, everyone go ahead and roll a vigilance check.
Simple? Or
Let me pull it up real fast. It is 2 purple die. So Cyrad and Thornton. So Thornton and Cyrad, notice a low whine hum coming from the outskirts of the village, as though a repulsor were passing around its edges. So we hear that. Sounds kind of like a repulsor lick. So Thornton looks at you and you look at him. We're like, is that what we think it is?
swoops.
Let's get out and see if we can take a better look. So you hear us say swoops. And as we walk out, oh, and Colin, you heard this too, Colin. So as we walk outside the hut, we walk out just enough time to see what looks like a scout trooper on a bike on the outskirts, about to punch it. And
How far away is he?
he's on the outskirts of the village, so extreme range as far as planetary scale.
Bah! I need longer range of my gun. Too far away to shoot. Could I make
So-
this?
Vazris looks at that, goes, "Oh God, no."
Could I make a stealth check to try and move closer without him seeing me?
We gotta stop him. He's on a repulsor lift. There's no way for you to get to him without having a vehicle similar speed.
Vazlis, do you have a vehicle?
No, but follow me.
I will follow him.
Following.
But the Sabak...
Is that just for the people playing Sabak?
That's everyone.
Okay.
had a winning hand.
You
After
did,
the
Del.
card is full of him.
You did. So he takes you a little bit outside the village to, it looks like a pen. And you guys can make xenobiology checks for me if you want.
Nope.
I will make one.
2 purple. So you see these, if you don't roll, you see these weird creatures, but they look
Put
like
them on the map.
they could be used as mounts.
I moved us
And-
to the Felucia map.
Thornton, you know they're Kaibucks.
Oh, these are Kaibucks. So Thornton succeeded.
Sirad succeeded.
Sarah, Toron, Colin. Did Dell roll?
I'm gonna roll.
Colin didn't make a roll because I don't have xenology.
Oh, it would just be in xenology or survival.
I mean, I got survival.
Failed. Sirad got 2 failures and 1 advantage. Could that be that he has no idea what the clue this thing is, but sees that it's set up to be written?
So,
So what does that get me?
so here's what happens. Any hero who succeeds on the survival or the xenology is accepted by his or her Kaibuck, and the beast dashes through the jungle with no effect for the rest of the chase. Okay? So, anyone that has 2 successes on the survival or xenomorph check with an advantage or more also gains a blue dice circumstance bonus on survival checks for the remainder of this chase sequence. Any hero who fails with no disadvantage can make a normal 2 purple check or persuasion check as a free action to calm his Kaibuck for no ill effect. So anyone just fail without any disadvantage?
So I failed on the xenology with 1 advantage.
Okay.
I then rolled a survival with 2 threat and 2 success. That would be the same as what my charm would be.
Okay. So if you're able to do that, you're able to calm it with no ill effect. Did anyone fail with a disadvantage? Okay.
No. No disadvantage.
All right. So if any hero who fails the initial roll with a disadvantage or more adds a black setback. So for you, Dell, go ahead and roll a persuasion at 2 purple dice to see if you can calm your Kai back down.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's charm. It's a charm then.
Yeah, kind of.
3rd one down from the top.
Who was talking about the hero reputation?
You've just increased it.
So, you have no ill effect. So everyone that got at least 2 successes on their initial roll will have a blue dice throughout the sequence of this chase scene. Okay?
And I'll add me another blue dice for my 2 advantages.
For the first check.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scout trooper is almost completely out of zone 1 when the chase begins. During the first round of combat, the scout is out of the line of sight from the heroes. So now we will roll our initiative. So we'll go with vigilance because we're still trying to catch up. So we'll roll our vigilance to determine where we are. And I'm going to use the tool this time with the PC slots.
I think you might have to make when you click initiative, also make sure your thing's
pull those
highlighted.
purples out. I forgot I need to pull those purple out, so I'm just going to re-roll it. There we go.
And that's under
Let me
combat.
clear out these. Okay. So did anyone get 2 successes? It looks like Colin did.
Yeah, I got 2
Sarah.
successes and 2 advantage.
Okay.
Sirad got 2 success and 1 advantage.
Go ahead and put 2 people up top. Did anyone get no successes? Okay, there we go. This is initiative order. Okay, so anyone can choose a slot for a PC. 1, 2, 4, 5. So there's 5 PCs, 1 NPCs. Okay, so we have a PC slot open.
I think it might be. I think we figured out I had the best survival dice, didn't we?
Well, we're all going to have to roll. So here's how it works. So the scout trooper's taken off, and we've all made our checks. Everyone was successful, at least, to get on the Kaibuck and not have any negatives. So as we start, the Kaibucks kick off and start taking off, and these Kaibucks are really fast. And another benefit to them is they seem to know the terrain. So they're hopping and jumping and running through the trees and under ditches and tunnels and just riding really fast. So as we're coming up past the mushrooms, we're coming up to a fungal swamp. And during this part of the chase, we see a massive fungal swamp. In this zone, shallow ports of water litter the landscape. And the Kaibucks send up a huge splashes as their hoof feet pass through the puddles. Large multicolored fungi droop low over the landscape, and huge birds swoop down to scoop away prey. The fungal swamp is so thick and the heroes can hardly see in front of them. Anything beyond long range is out of their line of sight. The Kaibucks have no difficulty navigating the swampy terrain, though the heroes should feel as though the jungle is closing in on them. So during this turn, the heroes will make a survival check out of 2 purple. So we have 2 slots before the NPC goes, and then the rest of us can roll. So first, who wants the first slot?
I'll take it, unless somebody else wants it.
Okay, so roll 2 purple survival. If you have the blue dice, if you were successful enough from the original round, you get that blue dice throughout this chase sequence.
Okay, and when we take off, I flip the visor down and look around for the one thing going faster than everything else, so I can basically target his telemetry and be able to know how to follow him.
What's the range on your sensors?
Actually,
30 meters.
So the sensors basically increase his initiative check.
Yeah.
Which he has that worry, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay, so just do your survival.
Okay, you said 2 purple?
Yeah, 2 purple, and then if you're one of the people...
Yeah, I'm keeping track of it. This round I got 2 purple and 2 blue.
Awesome!
Nice.
So, you managed to lead your Kaibuck out of this fungal swamp with no problems. If you have any...
Do you have a ranged weapon?
I've got a holdout blaster.
You can draw it and try to take a shot if you want.
Okay, and I'm not going to take a shot at him. I'm going to take a shot at what he's driving. Is there an engine on it that I can aim at?
He wants to try and aim at a component.
Yes.
That would be setback dice.
And you need to make an aim maneuver.
That's fine.
That's fine with the Triumph.
So, okay.
Can I do a double aim here?
Just do a... So you can take strain. You can take 2 strain. Do the double aim.
What's the max range of the holdout pistol? Short or medium? I just need to know what the maximum range of the gun is. If it's medium, you're okay.
Is it a
It's
holdout
short.
blaster?
It's short. It's a military holdout blaster.
Yeah, short.
That's why I'm trying to do the aim, because I'm hitting a vital part. Because I know it's not going to
So
do too
aiming
much.
makes you more accurate within your range band. It doesn't increase the range band. For that, you
Okay.
need a talent called Sniper Shot.
So
Okay. What I was trying to figure out is if it would still hit, if it can hit, but it would do reduced damage or something.
You can't hit.
Okay.
The bolt would fizzle out way before.
Okay, then I wouldn't even bother firing right now. I would just tell everybody. If they don't see it, I would point it out to them.
Could he spend his Triumph to allow someone else to follow in his footsteps to get close?
well, you can always use the Triumph to give a boost die to somebody.
Yeah, I'll do that.
If it's a Triumph, why not
Well,
give an upgrade to one person? since it's
because actually it's better to get a boost dice.
Okay. All right, so
I'll
do
give
that.
up blue dice.
May I make an alternative suggestion?
What's that?
What about the for the rest of the encounter, the guy on the swoop is panicked by the fact that someone's catching up to him so quickly on a animal, and he gets his difficulty upgraded for the rest of the encounter.
Yeah, can I upgrade his difficulty to drive that thing through the forest?
So that would translate to upgrading your ride check on him, because we're kind of doing an opposed thing.
Yeah.
We're not rolling his check. It's more his skill is helping with the difficulty the PCs are doing. So you could give someone a blue dice, or you could give them an upgrade. Your
Blue
call.
dice is better, right? Giving them a blue dice is better than an upgrade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Who went slot 2?
Whoever's acting in this next slot.
I'll take slot 2. Let's see if I can catch up. Like, if I can get within range. Nope.
Okay.
Wait. I should have rolled 2 green as well. It's survival, so going. Right, that'll end up as 1 success and 2 advantage.
Okay. All right. You lead your Kaibuck out of the fungal swamp, and you also move. See, 1 or more advantage. So you got 1 or more advantage. So you also move within long range of the blaster rifle of the scout trooper.
Cool. I would like to double aim and shoot this guy.
Okay.
Are
you aiming at the guy?
I'm aiming at the dude.
Guys, you do guys spend a maneuver for the riding the Kaibuck.
So it's strain.
So
Oh,
you
so you can
can't
only aim
double
once.
aim. You can't double aim and shoot. You can
Okay.
aim and shoot.
Okay, I will
if
do
you
that.
take the strain.
I will
Okay.
take the strain.
So it's at least 2 setback because the scoop bite provides him cover. I'll just say 1 because the swoop bite or the scout bite provides him cover because you're aiming at him.
Okay, my custom grip allows me to aim correctly and negate that cover.
Okay.
And it has 1 blue dice built into it. This is long, so it is 3 purple. Okay. 13 damage to him.
All right. You shoot, blast the scout trooper. Scout trooper flies forward. The scout bike zooms off at full speed.
Could I have the advantage be that he pulls off and the swoop bike comes to a stop?
Not
No.
with that advantage, no.
Okay. Hey, could he drop his blaster so that we could pick that up?
Okay, so
Sure. His blaster drops.
his blaster drops, and you hear an explosion off in the distance.
Okay. I would like to ride up and pick up the blaster.
You can't do so.
Oh,
That's
that's fair.
going to pull you out of the chase.
We're out of the chase. We've killed the swoop guy. I thought there was only 1.
So far.
Okay. Next player's turn then.
NPC's turn. You hear a humming noise. Sounds kind of like another scout trooper on a bike. And you see him off in the distance, look at you, and zoom, and he goes back on what looks like the path that the first scout trooper that you shot and blew up. Looks like he's going along the same path. And he zooms
Sigh.
out in front of you. I'll take it because I'm not that great at survival.
Question for you, real quick.
Yeah.
How far away is he from us?
Right now he's like you can't see him. You got to trust that your
Oh.
Kaibuck is going where he is.
Okay,
Depending
because
on
what I
how
was going to
successful
ask,
you are, at this roll determines if you get within range or if you get off
What I
track.
was asking was I was just trying to figure out if he was far enough to shoot.
He would be within range to shoot if you had a weapon that had medium range.
Okay, that's what I was trying to find out as far as how far he was. All right, never mind then. Go ahead.
Does anyone mind if Thornton goes next?
Go on.
So Thornton whiffed.
At Zone
Okay.
2, Fungal Swamp.
Okay. So, Dell, did you want to go or want me to go?
Hold on before anybody else goes. Let me check something real quick. Okay, you said it took a maneuver for us to drive to the Kaibuck, but
Yep.
action. Okay. Since I didn't do an action because I couldn't fire because I wasn't within range, can I do the inspiring rhetoric when I'm pointing out that guy?
What's the range?
It's just allies within close range of me.
So I guess you could throw it on Syrat, but he already gone this turn.
Okay.
Did Della want to go next?
Yeah, I go. Let's brave the Mushroom God.
Oh, you did it.
Mushroom God don't serve the coal.
So you're on track still. Who's the last person? Torn?
Torn.
So you're on track, but you're kind of stressing out a little bit because the Kaibuck's jumping up and down and under a ditch and barely misses knocking you off with the tree trunk that's covering the ditch. So you're taking 2 strain.
Well, is there any chance I can get to engage range?
Not with that. Hey, you did see Thornton looking around.
1,
after
2,
you all
3.
pass him.
All right. Well, off we go. Okay.
All right, so everyone except for Thornton are now entering a hazardous terrain zone.
All right. So just to jump ahead, make another roll for Thornton. You're still stuck. You still need to do the survival. You're doing an all or nothing fail on a PC.
Okay.
So you're actually able to make it to the third with 2 strain,
Adding that.
and now you can jump back to the other folks.
Okay. Okay, next. Who wants to go first?
Are we all caught up to one another yet?
You're
That's
all
a
in the
zero.
same zone.
I'd say Sierra. Just go for the kill.
So here's what you see. So everyone sees the path covered with thick overgrowth. We soon find ourselves in treacherous terrain. This zone is filled with sinkholes and trenches, causing the Kaibucks to leap over small gorges and chasms with bouncing grace. As the animals bound through this zone, the heroes dip and rise along the terrain, making it difficult to see very far ahead.
I would let Colin go first so he can inspire everyone.
Okay. That's why I was trying to figure out if we were all within close range or not of one another now.
No, but as many
So-
as you're going to get.
So I
first-
think everyone's with you right now, except Thornton. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thorn's bringing up the rear.
All right, so I'm going to point out the guy so that way everybody sees it. And this, when I make this roll, the first one's going to go to Sarad, and then we can just divvy it up however if I get more than one success.
So this is going to the survival check.
We're coming to a spot where we can make a decision. There's a hollowed out tree trunk of a massive Felucian tree mushroom. And then there is the path of a lot of foliage that described the way I described earlier. And you don't know which direction the scout trooper went.
So, who is Colin affecting with inspiring rhetoric improved?
Okay, let me see. I got 3 successes. So it will be Dell, Thornton and Sirad.
Thornton's out of range.
Okay, so Dill, Sirad, and Torin.
Okay. And you've got 2 ranks in leadership, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So for the next 2 rounds, they get a blue to whatever they're rolling.
Yep. You know you could stack that up every round, right?
Yeah. That's why I said I needed to improve my leadership skill.
Yes.
All right, take 1 strain
Okay.
and a setback to your next roll.
Okay.
So
And since I went first, do I need to do another survival roll?
yeah, you do.
Or is that a one-time thing? Okay.
Nope. 2 purple survival.
And you said a setback?
But hold on. No setback. Do you want to take the route of this tunnel through this massive tree, or the path through some foliage of difficult
I'm going to
terrain?
go whichever one the Kaibak is more comfortable with going, because they know the land better than I do.
It can go either way.
Well, if there's enough room through the tree, I'll go through the tree. Or well, actually, which one's shorter? Which one's the most direct path?
You can't tell. The foliage is so thick. It's like a thick jungle. You can
Then
barely
I'll
see
go
a
through
path.
the tree because that's clearly an open path, and the foliage isn't so much of an open path.
Okay? So you're going through the tree. So make your roll now. There's no setback.
Okay. But did he say I took a setback and a strain for my next roll?
Yes.
Oh. Well, then yes.
That's why I was asking.
Passed it with
Crushed
blank
it.
numbers. So here's what happened. So you went through the tunnels, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So so you were able to go through this tunnel without any difficulties. And not only that, you've also gotten closer to the scout trooper. So now
So
you are in short range of a weapon. Because you closed the gap on the first one. You're closing the gap even closer on this one. So now he's 1 range band closer to you. So you can actually use your blaster now.
Okay.
And you guys have made it through the...
Can I use my blaster because I did my action as the inspiring rhetoric?
no.
Yeah, that's true. You can't use your blaster. So after you made it... So you see him after you've made it through the tunnels. All right, next person.
I'll take the next slot. Survival check to catch up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, to stay on track and get past. So which route? Are you going through the tunnels, or are you going through
I'm going the same route as Colin.
Okay. So you make it, but you don't close any distance. So you're the same distance you were. You can see Colin about the medium distance range, and the scout trooper at the long range.
Okay. I'd like to take 2 strain, aim, and take a shot.
Okay. You're going to have 2 setback die because Colin's obstructing your view, and if you miss, you have a chance of hitting Colin or his Kaibuck.
I am aiming. I have accurate 1 on my rifle, so that's +2, +1 from Colin. It's difficulty 3 because long range. Let's see what happens. 13 damage.
Woo!
So, were you just
I was holding
shooting
my breath on that one.
at him or the...
I'm shooting at the rider.
Okay. So, shoot the rider. He falls off. His bike goes spinning and crashes, right? And just like Return of the Jedi, a scout trooper catches your eye, sees that, gets on his bike and starts zooming down the same path.
Stop causing the explosions. You keep alerting them.
I'll use the 2 advantage to get 2 strain back.
That was his turn. The NPC
Oh, okay.
got on the trail after seeing the explosion.
Okay.
So
Going
Torrance
down
is
the
fine.
tunnel.
So you're in the tunnel, and you start to get lost, and so you're kind of still in the tunnel. So you're getting tangled up in some.
Hold on. So I want to regain 1 sprain and add a blue die to this check. So I get Colin's giving me a blue, and I'm getting a blue.
For what?
I'm reading the part. It says rides too closely to the roots.
Yeah. To do the athletic check.
Yeah.
Easy athletic check.
Yep.
Okay. So as you're riding, the roots and tentacles are grabbing at your Kaibuck, and you've got to roll an athletics check to continue to the next zone.
I think I'm okay with that roll.
Yep, and so they're scratching, and you get the Kaibuck to jump over and get past the patch of the roots and stuff, and
so I'm going to scream to Dell, saying, "Follow me! I'm breaking a path through," and give him a blue die.
Okay.
And then I want to use another my 2 advantage, trying to scream loudly so Thornton can hear us, and he gets a blue die for his next check. Dell.
Okay. I'm gonna shout. Don't split the party, Thornton. This way. And follow Thorin.
Okay, so everyone's going through the tunnel, it looks like. You successfully make it through the tunnels. You're kind of you're right next to Torin, as far as your riding goes.
Okay, so we're going to actually do another out of order. And you need to make your survival check, Thornton. And you decide, are you heading down the way you hear people screaming?
Yes, I am. Especially since Dell said don't split the party.
One blue die. All right, you're making progress. Take another strain.
One of those thick branches and roots were a little too close to my comfort.
But now actually back into the thing. So are you going to go first again, Colin? And now,
yeah.
Everyone's still still getting your bonus because we're all still traveling as a group and no one fell behind. So
can I do it again? So for this round they would have 2 blue from me, and then next round it would drop down to 1.
No, it doesn't. It says specifically this does not stack with itself.
Okay.
So how many rounds equal to how many ranks in leadership
I've got
do you have?
it's this round, so because I got 2 dots in leadership, so they'll get it this round as well without me having to do it.
It's actually if you make your movement check and don't botch it, should be close enough to get a shot off.
Okay. Then I'll do that, and then next round I'll do the inspiring rhetoric again.
Okay.
Well,
I'll get. We'll get to you. Who wants to go next? Dell.
Maybe that'll put the other ones catching up with me, so then I can help them along.
Okay, I think that's a hint.
Well, I was hoping everyone would get the check, and then we can say what happens. So, whoever's next, roll their check.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
Yep. One moment.
Okay.
I would like to use a talent.
What's your talent?
Second chance. Once per encounter, choose a positive number of dice equal to ranks in second chance and re-roll them. I wish to re-roll that bonus dice.
Okay.
So I have 2 advantage with no net success.
2 advantage. Okay.
Wait. Sorry. 3 advantage, no net success.
Dell, do you want to go or have Torin
go.
go? Yeah, 2 purple. You're getting 1 blue from Colin.
Let's raise the mushroom. Good.
Well, I guess I'll take a strain because Torin craps his pants.
As you guys are advancing to this new zone, you encounter a deadly specimen of Felucian fauna, a rancor. Unfortunately, the creature is dying, and its death throes are all that it can bring it to bear against the riders. So everyone who succeeded, Kaibucks are rushing right by it, and it's swinging its claws, and it's missing you with its claw trying to grab something to eat.
Except for Del, because he takes a strain and he rides up the front of the Rancor and jumps over the claw as the Felucian hero he is.
Yes.
And I shout, this is why I stay in the ship!
Unfortunately, the front two guys, your reactions were not quick enough. So, Colin, you're riding up now, and you have an advantage, and you basically have to do an athletics check to dodge this attack.
Okay.
And
Well,
we're not
I'll
going
give
to
myself
actually
blue dice.
roll the Rancor attack because it would kill you. Treating it as
Okay,
an environmental hazard.
I'll spend it to give me a blue dice.
Okay, so it's a 1 purple, 2 purple athletic check. Sorry.
2 purple?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get to you. Sarad, the other hand's coming toward you. You thought you'd be smart and ride outside the other side of the attack, but he's swinging the second fist at you.
Okay, I've got 2 advantage. So I have 1 boost dice from Inspire Magic, 1 boost dice from Spending Advantage. What difficulty am I rolling against?
2 purple. You feel fine. Your tactic worked.
Do I have enough advantage to try another fly drive maneuver to get closer to the swoop?
No, because you had to focus entirely on making sure you don't get squashed.
Okay, I will give 1 blue dice to myself and 1 blue dice to the next person.
Okay, so, Colin, the Rancor's coming, and you're seeing your life flash before your eyes, but the Kaibok kind of jumps to the side of it, and you misses the claw, but your shoulder gets slammed into a mushroom and gets squished a little, and you take 8 points of damage.
Okay, I was thinking, okay, if he's got a hold of me, I'm gonna dive off the Kai bar and let him eat the Kai bar. All right.
And minus your soak.
Oh yeah, I forgot my soak. Duh. So, 4.
Okay, we're going to go out of turn again, and you're going to get another blue die for this, Thornton, because you're hearing screams that are warning you of something bad up ahead. That is coming from Sarad.
There are a lot of screaming. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and use my mushroom dice.
Okay, you're actually seem to be kind of catching up, and you see Colin and Sarad. You could say words to the persons that are with you, and
Okay.
right now that's Sarad.
Yeah, I tell Sarad, I tell him, go ahead, I'm gonna wait for the others to catch him up.
But your words are so inspiring.
And I'm gonna stand at the Rancor right there, just out of range, so that bringing attention to it in preparation for the next round to come around. But I'm not gonna take the first slot this time.
Okay, so
I'd like to spend those 2 advantages to give myself a blue dice on my next roll.
okay. So basically, if you guys right now, Torin and Del are at the final map, wherever when Jeff wants to put this on there. Sarad can be up there if he wants, or he can be delayed by a round to wait to hang out with Colin and Thornton. Thornton is actually has had a running penalty of being delayed by a round on the final conference.
Okay.
So he is delayed by a round. Colin is accepting that delay by waiting. You have the option of doing the same or moving forward with the rest of the party.
Okay, I'll move forward with the rest of the party then.
All right. So,
And if I've got to wait around for Thornton to catch up, I'll just do the inspiring rhetoric and then wait for him to show up next round.
Excellent. Do the check. Never mind. Doesn't
Nope.
get it.